Assalamu alaikum and good morning. My name is Ejaz Qureshi. I'm Joint Secretary, Training and Mentoring Committee, NED Alumni Canada, hosting today's session. On behalf of NED Alumni Canada and the Training and Mentoring Committee, I warmly welcome all of you to today's webinar. Our objective is to create a platform for continuous learning and professional growth within our community. This session will be interactive and participants may post questions in the chat at any time. It is my pleasure to introduce today's presenter, Dr. Aleem Khalid Alvi. Dr. Aleem Khalid Alvi is a cybersecurity academic specializing in secure software architecture, software security patterns, and applied security systems. He serves as a professor at Centennial College and Sheridan College, teaching cybersecurity, cloud computing, network security, and enterprise software development. Dr. Alvi earned his PhD in computing from Queen's University, where his research focused on design-level security and the prevention of architectural vulnerabilities. His work bridges foundational research with practical implementation. Supporting today's session, we have Professor Abid Bashir, who will manage the question and answer process throughout the webinar. Professor Abid Bashir is an educator and cybersecurity expert, serving as a faculty member at Centennial College in Ontario, Canada, where he teaches cybersecurity and computer networking. He holds a Master of Science in Information Technology from Athabasca University and a Bachelor of Applied Science in Computer and Communication Networking from Centennial College. He holds certifications including CC, CCEP, CEH, ECSA, and CEI, and also currently pursuing CISSP. He has served as a security and network administrator at MTOT Canada Incorporation since 2007, managing enterprise systems, enforcing access control policies, and monitoring security threats. With that, I now invite today's presenter, Dr. Aleem Alvi, to begin the session. Dr. Alvi, over to you.
Thank you, Yazab. I'm sharing my screen and then I'll start. Please confirm me that you can see my screen.
Yes.
Everybody can see the screen?
Yes.
Yes.
Thank you.
Yes.
So today we are discuss about the very generic thing. Cybersecurity is a big area, and I actually picked the topic cybersecurity for all. So you may expect more generic kind of presentation on this area to guide those who would like to move this area or those who are just graduated, so they can find some fruitful thing in this field. So how can we proceed? So we go to agenda or content. So we discuss some introductory things, and then we see the risk of the cyber threat around us because we all using different devices, including nowadays a small home become my devices of 7 to 10 around with you, like cell phone and computers. And then we discuss about the human factor, which is human himself, because human is considered as the weakest link of the chain in this all security of the cyber system. Then we discuss about the framework called Cyber Kill Chain, developed by Lockheed Martin. And then we discuss about the conditions of the data, which condition we can protect and why and how. Then we see some basic concept of cybersecurity. We obviously not cover everything. However, we discuss some basic concepts. And then what is about the threats and the hackers and their economy and their marketplace, normally called dark web. So that is the interesting part, that hackers have the marketplace where they can sell whatever they actually captured or steal or whatever you can say. And then we see the threat landscape in 2026. And at the end, we discuss about the career path and future opportunities for those who would like to be part of this area or change its field. And then obviously we last with the say thank you to everyone to join the webinar. So this thing is introduction, part of introduction. So what is the today reality? We can see the diagram shows that all systems are connected here now in city. Like you can see smart city app in your cell phone. You can see a lot of things. You can find a lot of information about traffic, about waste management, about infrastructure, governance, environment monitoring, healthcare. So as time goes by, many apps are coming in our cell phone every month, and they actually that app provide us the connection with the corresponding department or services, whatever we want to use. So all these modern activities are actually going to be automate with us, inform us, and we can use them. If you see that the system nowadays, and the compare with the 2000, when the system normally considered as a network, only computer network. If you were use Windows NT 4.0 in 1997 or 2000, so that concept of networking now is beyond the premises. So we know that now today we have wireless system, we have the cloud-based system, we have SDN system, and so on. So if you go and see, so this is kind of thing we have. Every household have kind of small network. You can say it is a star network because every household has router and all devices wirelessly connected with the router like a star topology. And as we go and see these connections inside the house and outside the house, and when we move with cell phone and cell phone connect from cell tower to cell tower until we reach to our office. So these connectivities increases as time goes by. And it means from the other side, which is the dark side of the internet, that the connectivity is more, then there's more chance for the hacker to connect to us or to the system. And then he tries negative effects to our activities or try to steal something from us. So in this to everything in the world nowadays, cell phone is a full computer. If you remember, like first cell phone, not cell phone, mobile I bought in 1997, which is the Ericsson company and the Insta services, and that is really a mobile because there is no internet, nothing else, and that the AMS technology. And then we move on to Nokia, and then Nokia move on to BlackBerry, and then suddenly we have Apple cell phone and we have internet connection. But if you go into the background, so background is very clear that the communication and the computer, these two different technologies start merging in a one device, which is we call it now cell phone. So whatever the weaknesses of computer apps from 1980s to onward, and similarly, whatever the drawback in communication technologies, so both are combined in our cell phone. So I always say that there is no way to stop vulnerabilities inside the application because Many big applications which we know now always develop, or all are developed from 1980s to onward. If you see Windows developed in late 1980s, Linux developed early 1990, Oracle developed before that, and similarly many things. So all these applications develop without considering security in their mind. So their development process is consider security the login and password, and not more than that. When internet becomes a part of our life after 2000, and the attacks start happens, hackers born as a new kind of category. So then people start to think about it, to how to stop, how to uh, shield the whole system. From that time to now, we have a war between the hackers or attackers or whatever you can see. Many words are there, like threat actors, cyber criminals, or eavesdropper, or some other kind of words they are using. So these things, these guys are still um, chasing us, and their activities are growing with every year. And sometime, if you see the history of these guys from last 26 years, so you will see that this is even beyond the capacity of the US government to control them. So that is because the uh, device capability. Obviously, the capability of the hackers, because hackers means the expert in computer. And again, we say that because systems are grooming from centralized to distributed, and then again we go back to centralized system like cloud. But obviously, both are side by side. So you can see the cybersecurity is not the part of IT people, but cybersecurity part of every engineering, every discipline, doctors, or whatever you can say that. Because if your IT system disturbed, so direct impact is in your industry, whatever the industry you are in. So this slide you can see in 2025, health industry average lost is 7.42 million. Similarly, you can see the manufacturing industry, 61% surge in ransom attack. So this is the ransom, which I told you that this because of ransom attack, US government actually kneel down. Why I say kneel down to against the attacker? Because when this attack first time happened in 2019, that attack is a 0-day attack, means there is no solution. And many days nobody find the solution. And because this attack is successfully happened in hospital, and hospital is a kind of service which actually need 24/7, and nobody can access the data. And the hackers say, if you want your data back, so give us this number of $1 million or $1,000 or whatever. And then we can give you the key, because hackers, malware called ransom, encrypt the whole system. So even though these hospital or companies cannot do anything uh, except to find the solution as a key, and they have trust on those hackers. Even though if they will get the money and they will not send the key, obviously they cannot do anything. So US government told these hospitals, pay the ransom to these people, and these people actually get ransom in the form of Bitcoin, so untraceable. So imagine that this was happened, and US government in herself actually they said there's no way out. So obviously the solution is real-time backup, and those hospital or companies who not done the real-time backup, so they have actually in that problem. So you can see here they actually in this slide, uh, 61% surge of ransom attack in 2025. So 2019 2025, but different kind of variant or ransom attack is still in the market. And they actually change the shape, interestingly, change the shape. What change? Now hackers are developing a ransom or variant and they are selling to the public or those other hackers. They do not have ransom. They are novice hacker. So they buy the ransom and do the attack. And the commission will go to the expert hacker. So that big market develop based on only one malware. So you can see similarly in the technology, high tech, 4 millions, and government and public sector 4.82 million. So these are the example, which is I quoted here, the industry breakdown. So it means the IT, if IT breakdown, so everything will be breakdown. And that is the thing I wrote here. A cyber attack today does not only crash servers, it can shut down hospitals, stop factories, drain finances, and damage decades of reputation. So that is really alarming thing to be for us and the industry. In case of future, as we go move on towards automation and facilitation for with the automatic apps in our cell phone or connection with the all other things and towards smart city. So this picture actually I put here as a smart system, which is obviously towards smart city. And this is a smart grid example here. So you can see the generation of the grid, the transmission and distribution of the grid. And you can see it goes to residential and it goes to commercial. All these are grid. And these grids are the control is again on the internet. So this smart system also can be in a big problem if somebody hacked this generation of the electricity and so you can see this electricity can come from many different places. This whole column shows you some like steam or some wind and some other uh, waterfall. So all generation goes into the smart grid and transmission. So if somebody actually attack and capture or whatever they do, so obviously everything will be gone. The whole smart city will be shut down. So now who actually would like to do this thing? Because the hackers are go beyond a single person. Hackers become a companies, and these companies are working sometime as a APT, advanced persistent threat. And these advanced persistent threat is also maybe other government because governments hire these APTs to attack other countries, which is the cyber war. So you can imagine that things are go beyond from single person to the expert hackers and then the group of the hackers and then group of hackers become companies and these companies are legalized for one government because this company is supporting the government against the attack of the other country. So that is really, so I wrote here the red color, the smarter a system becomes, the larger its digital footprint, and the larger its digital footprint, the more doors attackers can try. The smart city means, and we grow, we have more connection, we have more industry online, we have a scatter system, and then a more chance from the hackers to connect and find the vulnerability. Again, the whole system, whatever you develop, the background of this system are those tools. The majority of them were developed before 2000 without caring the security. So if you remember the software engineering, the word we heard in 2000, but we see that the software itself not secure because they are not following the secure methodology, secure designing, secure implementation. So in 2010 to onward, the scientists and researchers are actually keen to make these all things. So now we have a lot of methodologies to develop secure software as the end product. And the whole process we call secure software engineering. not simply as software engineering. So, but now we already have things in our hand that things actually now using in smart grids or in smart cities. We cannot throw everything out. Just like IPv4, we still have IPv4. We know that we are moving to IPv6, but we cannot throw things. The business people cannot throw everything. They have to give both things in parallel. So you can see here the privacy and security is a combination of people and technology and the processes. And if security fails, it's not because the technology failed, but because people and the process. So any one thing is failed, the whole system will fail. And in this bubbles diagram, the pupil is more interesting part of the chain. Because technology, what I see that go advance and advance with lot of tools and lot of frameworks. Similarly, processes are going to advance with a lot of different methodologies and so on. But humans are humans. And that's why I consider in our slide the human factor. So we see that. Because human psyche can be managed by good psychiatrists. Psychiatrists can manipulate. If somebody have a psychological knowledge, so he can easily create a very good social engineering attack on the human. If humans are weak in the whole system, so technology and the process cannot do anything, and that's why we say that anything in this paradigm fails, so things are failed. However, the point is that cybersecurity is not alone now. Cybersecurity is part of everyone, every engineer, every doctor, every guy who actually working with devices, a cell phone. So they must know what is the cybersecurity, at least optimum level that they can manage their devices and keep them safe from the attack. So cyber risk, what are the risks here? So in the smart city, you can see when city more smarter, then more connections available, more devices, more automations, and obviously the more digital world. And obviously you need to be safe, give the safe environment to the public, and that cannot be given to them without cybersecurity systems, cybersecurity processes, cybersecurity technologies. But the most important thing, cybersecurity knowledge to those people who are not part of cybersecurity area. They may be electrical engineer, they may be mechanical engineer, they may be biosite engineer, they might be doctors, but they must have some optimum level of knowledge to secure their environment and be safe by themselves and their company and the department, everything. So critical infrastructure and smart city is really, so we know that the other part is nowadays, this is very interesting. I include in my course, when I update my course, web security, a SCADA system. Now SCADA is old. When I have done my bachelor's in 1996, so at that time we visited in different industry. So we see the SCADA system, PLCs and these all things. So I learned PLC. So at that time, these systems are not connected with the internet. They are automation, they are the robotics, everything there, they control by SCADA, but they are not connected with the internet. Now they are connected to the internet. Now imagine that the whole manufacturing industry connect with the internet and the control on the online. So online means danger. Online means really a danger because the only thing, if you want absolute security, you disconnect the internet. Because this is the normal way. When you see your computer or your cell phone is doing some anomalies, some activities unrecognizable, so first attempt is you have to be close Wi-Fi or close cell network, and then you figure out what's happened. So the first step to disconnect from them, because this is the reason the hacker can do anything, or might be the malware, or might be they are the intruder. They just do some spying on you. So SCADA is running the whole industry. Robots is part of the whole manufacturing industry. So imagine that this whole engineering system in risk, and that risk is because of the IT. And it means that we all disciplined people have to care about cybersecurity. And cybersecurity or IT is part of our life, just like computer. So if you see the past history, so we actually in 19, I am seeing myself, so 1980s, there's no computer. In 1990s, we see some computers, which is XT, and then 1990 to 97, we see the networking. And then networking is look like a new technology now part of us. Then internet part of us. And now AI is part of us. So we start, forgetting we are used to everything. So sometimes we need to know how to do secure ourselves from these things which we are using in our pocket as a cell phone. So the third thing, health system, all are connected devices. So you can see in this health system, here the guy in laboratory do the analysis in big screen, and here they have a big machines in the hospitals or labs. They all are interconnected. So when somebody go to the hospital do any scanning or ultrasound, the result will go to his physician within a second. And all these are connected with IT. And you can see here in the picture, all different activities are performing on the patient, and these are all connected. So the digital platform and the network medical equipment used in the modern healthcare must be secure. And that's the reason when ransomware attack, they attack hospital, majority of the American hospital. And obviously, they earn the money, and not earn a small money. If you, sometime I taught this course to my student, and I laugh. I say, students, I am here as a teacher, and I am teaching you this course. But these hackers are earning too much higher what we have getting from this university or colleges. So we will see. We have a slide to show you how much they earn, and nobody can then catch them. So I already told you, I discussed here the human factor, because humans are the weakest link of the chain. The most attractive thing is the email. And if you remember in 2000, I remember when I first email account I created in 97 with the Yahoo. So that email is still working with me, aleem_@yahoo.com. So at that time, I see a lot of spam mails into my inbox, because at that time, the inbox, they not a good spam filter, or maybe not filter at all. So I sometime when I have I had a time, so I see the spam, read them. So majority of the time, I see the mails coming from Nigeria with the story that he had done this thing and that thing, and his money investment and this and that. So I don't know that this become part of the book in future. So now this is called the Nigerian spam now in the textbook. So it means these kind of spam generated from Nigeria or not, because but they claim that mail is came from the Nigeria or guy is Nigerian. So that guy actually doing what? That guy is sending you email. It's called phishing attack. And now this phishing attack is crafted in such a way that your email touch your heart, the story behind the email, or you some level you might find this might be a correct. Even myself, sometime in last 26 years, sometime I encountered with this kind of web page where it tried to sell something, and psychologically, and I know that this is not the standard medicine, but in such a way that they touches my heart. Maybe it is correct. Maybe let's see, let more to see. So people actually caught in these all spam activities because they play with the social engineering. And social engineering means they call it engineering because there is some defined step to touch the heart of the people. So phishing attack was the old thing, and now it changed into many other things. Now it's called wishing attack. VISHING. So wishing is a video-based attack. Same thing, but the medium is actually the video. Or another kind of attack, which is similar thing, extended thing, is called smishing. Smishing means SMS based phishing. So you see the story and you click the link in your cell phone, and one click means thing is done. So, and obviously the other second part is the weakest password. So we as a human, because we cannot remember all passwords, so we normally try to make one password to every place. And I did myself in 2000 onward. But when 5 and 6 and 7 and 8 password, I cannot remember. And obviously in 2010 to onward, I bought a password manager because now I use password manager. So you are trusting on all your password on third party. Even I'm not trusting them completely because the password manager also asked me to give, if you want to save the credit card number so you can save it. I'm not using that part of the password manager. But still I have no way my password or the login or password account is more than 450. So imagine how can I remember? So this is the weak password and is main reason for easily breaching for the system. Even though you have a good system, you have a good firewall, you have IPS, you have IDS, you have tapping analysis of the network traffic, you have a lot of things, but the user um, use the weakest password. And also the third part is that is very important, and that is the countermeasure for every company to make awareness in the employees. Whatever the company, whatever their business, they have to reduce the risk by informing the company employees. So one of the picture I was thinking to include, but I'm not included already. I have a lot of slides. So that picture shows that the circle diagram. So the outer circle is the policies of the company, and the inner circle is the pupil, and for the inner circle is the technology and the processes. So first time when I encountered this picture, I was thinking before that technology should be the first circle, but actually company policy is the most strongest artifact for saving the system. For example, company policy is that your password must be 12 character. Company policy is your password have to change in every 6 months. And every 6 months they give you a different format. So password length policies, password duration policies, password account lockout policy. These are the example of the policy. Every big and cautious organization develop a good policy. The policy is obviously when you develop policy, there's no money you are spending. You're not buying anything, but you bound your employees to follow these instructions, and they have to because they cannot log in the system. The second is humans. So the trained, so they are the good companies train the pupil. That's why they are the third point here, the awareness culture, reduce risk at the so technology and the process come at the third circle, which is the inner third. So obviously I told you a lot of good technology we have, but the weakest chain is human himself. And the last thing after the inner circle, the third one, the data. Because data is the money. So everything actually hacker want data. Information for yourself, your credit card, everything. So you can see human behavior can either open the door to the attacker or close it before damage occurs. And attacker do not hack system first, they hack people. And but informed people are the strongest firewall by themselves. So some example I have given to you here because these attacks are because of the social ring or human raiding attack. So phishing I already discussed by fraud email or message or website. The baiting, a USB. So this is very interesting. Hackers buy a lot of USBs and install or insert the malware and throw in the parking lots, different parking lots. Somebody grabbed the USB. Oh, they found USB, 2 GB, 5 GB, 10 terabyte. Wow. And they actually plug in into a computer, and obviously the malware transfer from the USB to his computer. That's called baiting. The third is pretexting. So they make scenario and they call you and they pose themselves, impersonate some company or the government employee, or they ask you or try to facilitate you or try to threat you or whatever, and at the end you compromise. It's called pretexting. Is a full like they have a different big scenario, and based on scenario they capture your intention. Tailgating, like somebody already have in the restricted area, like they have a login password, but somehow somebody are behind you, just like in a car. If car go inside the parking area, the next car actually not paying anything and just come with that same car. It's called tailgating. Then quite pro quo, like Q. So offering a service in exchange for information. Like you go and say this service is free for you. Or you don't know that it is free service like movie. If you want to see the movie and you actually download the movie, you actually capture your system by the hacker. And the last is scareware, displaying different messages that pop up in your computer as a fake threat, and you actually click the link in the window, and obviously you download something. So here, one small video I have given to you this for wishing example. I love this video because this video is a real example. And through this video, you learn that there is a conference every year of the hackers conference. So the guy actually go to the hacker conference and ask to the director that I want to see real hacking or social engineering. So he has taken to a woman, and that woman show him how to do the hacking. Not social engineering. It's called wishing. I click, might be you can see and hear. Just 1 minute. So okay. So this is a small clip in the conference. Uh, he visited there, and um, the lady shows the real example of wishing. Uh, so this is the interesting cyber chain, and this is the framework developed by the Lockheed Martin. And the picture also I captured from there, and this video link from the Lockheed Martin. So this picture shows how the attacks happen, or they divide the attack into the 7 stages. So if you see the first stage, they call reconnaissance or spying. Somebody spy you, and very interestingly, it's very interesting how to spy. Even you, so there's many ways. Like he sent the email to you, you open the email, or he might give some link in your SMS, you click the link, or it might be you visit to their website because they making a free movie website. So there are many ways. In any way, either they send or you visited to their server, you actually allow something from their side to get into your system. So if I would like to say some little story for the reconnaissance. In 2008, when I applied for a PhD from Saudi Arabia, so in Canada, so I started different universities. I applied University of Toronto, University of Victoria, Queen University. But I was thinking how I know that the professor is interested in me. So I was searching at the time. I'm talking about 2008, when that time a lot of things are not there. So I started searching something and I found one small plugin. It's a Java applet actually. And I make one small website and I plug that plugin into the or applet into my website, which gives the information about me, like kind of e-portfolio. And obviously I give the link in my application. So the applet every day applet give me the information who visited in my website, from where visited, where the Google map of the visitor, the country, the location, the IP address, the browser he is using, the operating system. I am talking about 2008 and free plugin. So all these information I am using for not for attack, but using for to see if somebody visited in my, and he might be a professor. And luckily one day I have seen that somebody visited from the Queen University into my website and stay in some pages, which is my research pages. And I see that even I can see the building when I open the Google map. And I see the building is a computer science building. And now I prepare myself because he might be a professor, he might be interested in me, so he visited these pages, so he might ask me about these research. And within a day, I received the email that professor want to talk to me. So, and same day at night, he called me and he said, your file is in my office. So, and then after all discussion, he said, okay, I'm recommending you. So tomorrow you will receive the admission email from uh, the secretary. And I got it. So this is I use for nowadays. Google gives the same thing now. You can go in the Google and Google provide the services. So this is a reconnaissance. And this reconnaissance give you the idea, the browser the other guy is using, and how the system is, what version they are. So if the hacker has the reconnaissance and information about you, then the second step is weaponization. So based on the information, he can see that, oh, the victim, the expected victim has a Chrome processor and Chrome browser and this version. So which tool is working for attack? Oh, he is Windows, so which tool is best for penetrate inside the window? So weaponizing, they select the tool for the plan. The third is delivery. So they try to give you send this phishing email, and you click the link, and they actually open your port in your computer. And then now, well, the fourth one is exploitation. He tried to come inside your computer as an intruder. So intruder is intruder, not the attacker. But he intrude inside, and then he actually exploit the functionality of a computer, and he installed as a fifth step a malware in your computer. Or might be he tried to capture your PowerShell, small PowerShell application, which is so powerful in your Windows you don't know. If your hacker get the PowerShell, which is called Windows PowerShell, so he can do everything what you can do by the mouse. He can easily uh, open anything, delete anything, change the permission. He has full power, and that's the dream of that. So he installed something, and then at the end he have full command of control, which is the sixth step. And obviously the seventh one is his objective. His objective may be to copy some data, or maybe he is not doing anything with you. He use you as a zombie. So it's called the zombie net. Like he spread the malware around the globe and millions of users affected. But these malware are silent malware. They are not doing anything. When the hacker would like to attack any server, so he actually instruct all million devices with the IP address of that specific server, and all devices start pinging or sync to that server. And server has actually have a DOS attack, denial of distributed denial of service attack. So this is interesting. So I give the link. Might be a small video, 2-minute video about Lockheed Martin. Okay, the pointer. Okay. I think pointer is not here. Okay, no. I think I leave the video to you because maybe we are reaching 11:48, so you can see that when I shared this when I shared the video, what do you call? Okay, close the video. I go to next slide. Now, the first thing, because I already told you the data is the money. So where is your data in your system? So it has three conditions: either data in your hard drive, which is we call at rest, or data in transit by email or by chat or whatever, or data in use inside the RAM. So these are three conditions. Data is not in any place or any condition other than these three. So we have a solution from many years back, means the IT people, they can use what? They can use encryption for the hard drive. So you can store your data in the hard drive and then encrypt it. If, as a last defense, if the hacker successfully penetrates your system and reaches to your hard drive and get the data, but the data is encrypted, so he cannot do anything. However, if the encryption is strong enough, like RSA algorithm or ES algorithm, then same thing in the transit, like WhatsApp set to you end-to-end encryption. So they transmit the data with the encrypted form. Anybody, man in the middle, capture the data. So they will see actually as an encrypted form, they cannot read it. So the basic property of security is maintained in both cases. What are security basic property? Confidentiality, integrity. So in use of is many years, no solution they found for in use data, because the use data in the RAM. This time I am giving you presentation to this slide which you see now is in the RAM. And in the RAM, whatever you put cannot run as an encrypted form. They have to be unencrypted. So this area was wide open for attacker to attack in the RAM. Normally, some attack like buffer overflow is one of them. They use them inside the RAM. However, from few years, I think 2000, I do not remember the exact year. Microsoft actually given the solution and everybody adopted is called confidential computing. Confidential computing is a combination of the encryption and the hardware. So they make some hardware and isolated hardware. So the data execute in the isolated hardware before they reach to the isolated hardware, it is actually encrypted. So in the unencrypted form, which is required to execute, so that's why I put three words. The confidential computing using encryption, uses hardware isolation, uses secure processor features. So these two are hardware-based solution, and one is encryption. We don't know, maybe encryption is also, they have a crypto chip, whatever, but they solve this problem as a confidential computing. It's a new era, so we include this topic in our courses, just like SCADA. So encryption protect data when it sleeps or travels, and confidential computing protect it when it works. Now, basic concept of the cyber security is here. The basic concept normally called security dimension, or sometimes called security objective, sometimes called security parameters, sometimes called security requirements. All are same thing. And these are the three basic called CIA, tried, and CIA means C for confidentiality, when nobody can see your data. I for integrity, and nobody can alter or change your data. And A for availability. So nobody can stop the data from the server. Like for example, the server cannot stop. So I have given the example of the DDoS, distributed denial of service, is the attack to make server unavailable. So interestingly, unavailability is affect everything, because there is no point to security, because if something is not there, so what is the point? So they make availability as a one parameter of the security, which is the key concept. The other thing is what is basically the risk and the impact and the likelihood. So I just give you just a small thing in the slide. You must remember that one thing is interesting, that I told you the softwares inherently have a lot of weaknesses because they developed before 2000. And because of weaknesses, there are a lot of vulnerabilities. So one weakness can generate many vulnerabilities, and it can be thousands. The good example is if you go to these weakness databases, which is the MyTard, is a company who actually give you a whole database free of cost. So total up till now is 942 number of weaknesses. But based on these 942, thousands and thousands of vulnerability were born. And you can see in the vulnerability database. And that is the point. The vulnerabilities are used by the hacker. And obviously, based on the probability, you can see in the graph the impact and the likelihood. Likelihood means probability. So the impact is here, 1 to 10, and obviously likelihood 1 to 10. And the equation is what? Likelihood multiplied by impact. So this is kind of not what do you call quantitative thing, is a qualitative thing. Just like you go to the doctor, so doctor asks you 1 to 10, what is the pain level you have? So patient says 7 or 4 or whatever. So this is a qualitative thing. So this is kind of qualitative. Similarly, one calculator available through which you can measure your attack. But again, the whole calculator is based on the qualitative thing, is subjective, not objective. If you use calculator to find out the severity or impact, so you might have a different number based on your background experiences, or based on the time when you were there in the IT department when attack happened, or maybe depend on the deep knowledge of the attack. And may somebody else has more expertise, he was on time on there, he see everything. So this can be impact on the number you achieve after using the calculator, and it's free of cost, available in the nvd.nist.gov. So you can see I wrote here, if something is very likely but cause little damage, the risk is low. And if something unlikely but catastrophic, risk is high. And risk is always combination of probability and the consequences, which is the impact. So other key concept is about the disconnection. So you can see here, the asset and threat and vulnerability is three circle, and the middle is the risk. Because asset is your maybe data, maybe physical thing, because we might think that security is always for soft computer software. No, security can be some, you are very much secure cell phone, but somebody grab your cell phone and run away. So that is also security, is part of the IT security. It is called physical security. So physical security means your lab has a lock, you have a cable has a insulator and shelf and everything. So that is physical security. So you have the assets. The assets can be physical, can be non-physical. So you can provide security to some of them, which is in high priority or value. So that's why you can see here in the circle diagram, a lot of area of the asset is empty, because we are just interested here, because this is the area when most vulnerability are concentrated and the threat are there. So that is a high risk area. And we actually, uh, this is the whole process actually. We prioritize the asset, we prioritize the vulnerability severity on the asset, and these two prioritizations combine and we make a list of the asset. Obviously, list is long, and we know that if we apply security, the security has a cost. So we select top level of the security, top level of assets on which we apply security to make it optimize cost for the company. So that is interesting. So you can see here, this shows what means by vulnerability. So here you can see in the picture, door is unlocked, which is a vulnerability, or maybe door was the lock is not working. This kind of vulnerability. So this thief actually can figure out that house has no lock, or maybe lock is open, and he enter and grab something and run away. So vulnerability is the door lock, and the attacker is the threat, and the exploit whatever he go inside and captured the whatever he want to capture. So the way he enter and the way he capture, open the door, go to this and open the cupboard, this is called the step of the attack, and that's what attack pattern. So we also have the attack pattern database. Three database we have from last 2006. The other three are authentication, authorization, accounting. So we, after CIA, these three are also security requirement dimension. We know that authentication means who is allowed to access, authorization means what and resources you allow to be used, and accounting means a log generated. All your activity is actually written down somewhere as a log. So in future, if something wrong, that they can use access the log and find out what's happened. So that is for the auditing purpose. Even in your laptop, which you own, they have a log. So you can see in the tool called event viewer, whatever the event you have done, click open, so you can see the event is there. So AAA, this is sometimes called AAA, the security framework, and authentication proves who you are, authorization limits what you can do, and accounting records what you actually did. Now here, this slide shows you the technology evolution. So I already told you we start from the lane in late 90s, and then we jump to virtual lane, segmentation, and we know the on-premises server. Now we have virtualization server, we have cloud or maybe hybrid, and maybe static network SDN, which is nowadays is more dominant on the cloud, and automation and perimeter only. Perimeter means you only confine things in a perimeter. Or zero trust security, which is a Google framework, is now everybody accepted and use that. So zero trust security saying that do not trust in anything. So this picture shows you that this is a cloud, which is actually the gateway. So this gateway provide separation to all companies, different branches, or maybe the technologies. So you can see segmentation. So SaaS application company are using from maybe SaaS application as an example, like Google Docs or Microsoft, or maybe nowadays you see Monday.com CRM. So, and then also they have on-premises network. So on-premise also go with this gateway. And this gateway has very tight rules. You can see firewall, you can see SWG, you see safe browsing, dark web monitoring. They are monitoring, this is a very, very advanced form. They are now monitoring the dark web. Whatever the marketplace of the hacker they're doing, they are chatting, they're so this is called threat intelligence nowadays. And obviously ZTNA check, which is the zero trust network access. So the company has agnostic operating, lot of different kind of technology they have, but all technology gone through with this cloud is not a cloud, is a gateway. They show in the picture the cloud. So who actually do this thing? There are many kind of attackers. So some are very novice called script kiddies. Some are groom and powerful. They're cyber criminal groups, and some are beyond that, like state managed APTs, advanced persistent. Continuously they are chasing. So you can see some are white hacker, which is the ethical hacker. You can get certification and you can be a white hacker. Black hacker, which is actually the bad hackers. They try to grab money from your pocket. Gray are in between them, those who actually do something good and something bad. Skip kiddie are novice, they are do nothing, just try to be post something to others. Green head are and the blue head and red head, they are part of the company. So company make actually hire hackers as a they are not called hacker, they call penetration tester. This is a job. So they make a two team, one is red team, one is blue team. So red team actually attack in his own system legally, and blue team defend, and they see that how much the red team achieve and how much based on the result report they can manage. And green head is basically the hacker. They are just positive one. And the last one is the state nation, which is the APT, means government level hackers group. And some are activists, hobbyists, you can say, and some are basically malicious insider. Insider is the employee who might be angry with the boss or angry with the company or angry with the salary, and he would like to plan to leave the company with the next 3 months, and he installed some access point, which is called fake access point, so he can come back and use it. So now
I will
I
request
run out
Dr.
of time.
Alvi
So
to wrap up.
yeah,
Yeah, okay.
so
Yeah.
I'm just wrap up things. So I come to the money. You can see this graph shows you that as 2019 to onward, 3.5 billion, hackers captured, 4.2 billion, and now 2023 is 12.5. So according to data, about 2 billion every year. So now we are in 2026, so you can add more 2 billion plus 2 billion and 2 billion. So this is the money goal in the hand of the hacker. So they are hiring researchers to make software for them. So I told every time they are one step ahead on us, because what we have, they have. But what they create, we don't have. Same thing here in this graph, you can see the prediction, like 2029, it become 15 trillion US dollar goes in the hand of the hacker. Dark web obviously become dark economy. Interestingly, dark web is a marketplace for bad thing, but now they are playing economy. So you can see in this graph that 1.3 billion by 2028 is the worth of that market. Just like we measure the marketplace worth for AI or some other technology. So, and also the one thing, ransom number two, ransomware become a service. Means hacker make a ransomware for the other hackers, they buy it as a business model and they attack with the ransomware. So ransomware, so they are novice, they don't know how to make ransomware, but the expert hacker make the ransomware and sold to those who actually use them. Similarly, different forums and collaboration are there through which they can use, a lot of knowledge to hack the system. So this is your cyber threat landscape, and you can see ransomware disrupt your supply chain is very big threat for the country. Now we have AI-driven attacks, more advanced. So AI on one side, whatever technology you have can save the system, and same technology or tool can be used by a hacker to go against it. And you can see remote work is there, cloud breaches happen, regulatory fine. Regulatory means your software is not following the law. So these are the breaches cost average. And you can say incident per sector is retail is 150, healthcare 90, SMS 60. Every time they are updating this data. Similarly, real world cyber attack across sectors, the all sector wrote here in this graph. So you can see nobody actually safe. And these are kind of ransomware software, malware actually, which attack the healthcare called WannaCry. And Stuxnet is a for industry. He disturbed the SCADA and other kind of architectures possible. So supply chain and deepfake. Deepfake we already know based on the AI. So you can see deepfake can disturb the election manipulation, social engineering, and automated disinformation attack, identity theft, financial fraud, scamming, celebrity pornography, and a lot of things. So it's difficult to verify the process. So security control, I already told you there are three: physical control, really physical control; administrative control means the policy of the company or training of the employee or governance. The third is technical. So technical is a lot of software and hardware. So you can see these three we have discussed in the administrative, the policies, separation of duty, the employee discipline, and so on. In the physical means, obviously we have lock, we have surveillance cameras, and so on. In the technical, we discuss firewall, SIEM softwares. SIEM means software, security, incident, event management, vulnerability patches, and so on. Now, threat intelligence is very interesting. Threat intelligence is the latest area. I give you a link. If you click the link, so you actually open the map. And this time, when we are giving you lecture or what you call the webinar, you can see where the attack happened. So these are live attack 24/7 recorded. So you can see South Korea to Brazil attack happened this time, and we are talking. And similarly, so all these things attack will be recorded in live, and this is the data they are using in threat intelligence software. Similarly, different reports, communities, security reports, monitoring, all these things part of the threat intelligence software. Zero trust I already discussed. Do not trust in anything. First verify, see the least privilege to every user. Do not give more than what his role deserves, and assume about the breach happened. Do not assume that breach did not happen. So that is the three principle of the zero trust. And tools are there, many tools, group of tools. So group of tool one is network security tools. Many tools are there, Nessus tool, Nmap tool, encryption tool, RSA, web vulnerability tools, maybe Wireshark, and network defense, packet sniffing, penetration, manage, antivirus, PCAP, payment card industry, firewall. So different tools, group of tools available in this area to support cybersecurity. As a IT guy, we have ethical responsibility. To be honest, do not do anything fairness, continuous learning, respect for privacy, responsibility, accountability, and collaboration. So this is as an IT person, we have to be follow these key principles. Then this is a video you can see when I share the video. You can create your home lab at your home very easily. You do not need to buy something. Everything is virtual. So you can make a virtual machine, you can make a big network, and you can learn a lot of things in cybersecurity area if you are trying to move or change your field. And this is an easy way. So career pathway, I have shown you here entry level, for example. So you can have a social security analyst, associate analyst, IT support guy, and then mid-level pen tester, security engineer, risk analyst, and senior level. This is one stream. Second stream, leadership. like manager stream, so leadership, a specialized role, compliance, and the consulting. I give you a link of two roadmap from the big organization Sense and EC Council. So here they have full guidance of what courses you will take, even you are taking in your BS or not in BS or as a volunteer. So you can actually go there and you can see which courses end up with which kind of position. If you want to be security analyst, so you can see the all 5 6 courses which end up you in security analyst job. And certifications are many, but some are called gold standard. So you have to always go to the gold standard. Do not rush to just get a grab certification. There's no value. So for foundation, you need CompTIA Security Plus. Or if you do not have a good knowledge of network, so you can go for Network Plus. So Google Cybersecurity is free. And similarly, the comparatively equal is called CC, it's also free in ISO. So you can completely into the foundation free of cost with the free certification. But in the skill development, obviously you need to strengthen the hands-on, so you have go these paid certifications and specializations you go for. In next slide, I show you the higher level specialized certification. And gold standards are CISSP. Every security guy in the LinkedIn, you will see they have CISSP, CCSP, or OCSP, these kind of things. Or leadership is CISM or SAN. So this is the part of this one which is missing here. So you can see these are the offensive. If you want to part of offensive security, you go this path of certification. If you go to defensive or SOC, you go this path of certification. So you end up with this job. So I give you this page to your understanding if you want to be part of the. So the future is simple. Now we have everywhere is AI. So AI powered threat, AI powered support security, AI operation driven, AI endpoint security. Quantum is another technology which can break the cryptography because cryptography is the last defense. If it is broken down, so obviously we again use quantum to save ourselves. So because quantum is for us and for hacker, it's available for both. So AI enhanced deception technology and automation vulnerability. So this is the end of our presentation. Thank you everyone to come and join. I tried to give you as much as information based on your background because I know that everybody from the engineering background, and so I'm not concise for IT guy point of view. I concise with everyone in the engineering. Whatever the engineering you have done, you must have know-how of the optimum level for the IT security in whatever company you are in. So thank you very much. I hand over to Mr. Ejaz. Ejaz Sahab, you can continue.
Thank you very much, Dr. Alvi, for delivering such a comprehensive and insightful session, long session. I thank you, Professor Abid Bashir, as well, for effectively moderating the discussion. On behalf of NED Alumni Canada and the Training and Mentoring Committee, I sincerely thank all participants for joining us today. We encourage you to stay connected and participate in upcoming webinars. Thank you again and have a good day.
Assalamualaikum.
Thank you very much. Thanks.
Yeah, appreciate Babar's Abid Bashir Saab to answering the question. Thank you very much.
Thank you.